My name is Dr. Elizabeth Englander, and I'm the director of the Massachusetts Aggression Reduction Center at Bridgewater State University. Parenting today can be complex in a lot of different ways. You may feel really uncertain about how much you know about technology and whether or not your kids know more than you do. The truth is, though, that while most kids are very comfortable with technology, they're not necessarily very knowledgeable. Another thing that makes it complex today is that all kids have to experience a little bit of meanness in their life in order to get used to dealing with people who can be difficult or in a bad mood or having a bad day. So parenting can be complex today, and not just because of the advent of digital technology. It's also complex because when your kids are having social problems online, it can be really tough to know when to draw the line. When do you need to step in, and when do they need to deal with the problem on their own? There are some myths about technology that could be holding you back, so let's look at a few of those. The first myth is the idea that you're supposed to know every single app and every single website your kids go to. This is virtually impossible today. Even if you did manage to keep up with every single site your kids use, all they have to do is pick up a new app tomorrow and you're back to zero. A better approach is to think about problems that happen across many different apps. For example, picture taking. There are no real rules about picture taking. When is it okay to take somebody's picture? When is it okay to post somebody's picture? These are the kinds of conversations we need to have with kids today. Disinhibition is another really common issue in digital environments. People say and do things online that they wouldn't do in person, but once you're aware of this tendency, you can guard against it. Likewise, it's really common for kids and other people to become very self-focused when they're online, so they may forget that there's another person in this conversation whose feelings might be hurt. Instead, they over-focus on themselves and how they're appearing to their friends. It's also really easy to forget that the internet is a public place where anybody might see what you post. If you're having a conversation in a private place like your home, it's really easy to feel like the conversation is private. Of course, digital media and social media today is not limited to teenagers. We really need to remember that we need to begin talking with kids as early as possible about what they're doing online, what kinds of apps and websites they're using. Do they see their friends there? What do they do? And what kinds of problems are they seeing, and what do they think about those? So what actions do you want to take as a parent? That is, what do you actually want to do? The golden rule about helping your kids deal with digital technology has nothing to do with technology. Just talk with your kids. That's the most important thing. Ask your kids what kinds of apps and websites they use. Ask them what they enjoy doing with their friends and what kinds of problems they and their friends encounter. Then ask them what they would do if they had problems. Of course, if your child comes to you with a problem, then you're going to need to make a decision and decide how serious this issue really is. You might decide it's very serious and you really want to step in and intervene. Or you might decide that the best route is to have your child handle the problem, but with you coaching and supporting them, checking in with them periodically, seeing how things are going. The final option, of course, is that you can decide this is a problem your child just needs to learn how to deal with by themselves. But never forget to have the tech talk with your kids before you give them a device, if possible. The first point you want to make in the tech talk is that the person who bought the device is the person who owns it. And your kids may need to understand that this is not their device. It's really yours, and that you are letting them use it. A second important point is that having the privilege of using a device goes along with having responsibilities. The more responsible your kids are about doing their chores, doing their schoolwork, and behaving well, the more privileges they can expect with their device. It's really important for you and your kids to talk about when it's not okay to use a device. For example, is it okay to use a device in the front seat of a car? Is it okay to use a device in church or in school or at a place where people have asked you to turn it off? Remember to think about issues like, should devices be allowed at the dinner table? These are all rules that you and your family are going to have to decide about, but you want to talk about them when you're having the tech talk with your kids. One place devices definitely shouldn't be is in the bedroom. We know today from our research that kids are endemically staying awake using their devices for hours, many nights. Kids need sleep, and they need to learn how to structure their environment so that they can get a good night's sleep. So that means devices need to come out of the bedroom. Do you want more information? Go to this website. There are a lot of downloads and brochures that can help you out. Get you started talking with your kids. Good luck, and thanks for listening.